Welcome in. It's the second cut. It is Friday. The Travelers Championship is halfway through, and Greg DuCharme is here to break it all down with me. Gregors, it's good to see you, buddy.
Let's do it. It's good to see you too. This is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. I love the Travelers Championship. I actually missed Tuesday's episode because I was up there and couldn't get on the show, but it was awesome to be up there. I love this venue. Rick, we played it earlier this year, and now we get to see the best players in the world get after it.
Yeah, I have to make a public apology to you. And
you don't have to make a public apology.
No, I do, because the people need to know I hold myself accountable for things. And today, you graciously asked me to come on your serious show, which I am always happy to do. You texted me, you asked very nicely. And I said, yep, 6:45, no problem, all good. And at 6:45, I was nowhere to be found. I just completely forgot about it. My phone was on Do Not Disturb. It was in another room. I'm mortified that I left you hanging, and I'm so sorry for that.
You shouldn't be mortified. The good news is I had a bunch of guests, so it was a jam-packed show. And it let me talk a little more, which I love to do. Love to hear myself talk. So that it all worked out. But I appreciate your apology.
Thank you.
And I accept it.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you. I appreciate it. The other thing is, these guys stink. We shot a 58 out here. I don't know what they're doing.
Not shooting 58. Field average is over par. I mean, yeah. we'd be running away with this thing right now.
Yeah, and we had to start on that 11, that tricky little par 3.
Yes, I mean we're giving them away. That is a tricky little par 3, by the way.
Yeah,
even for these guys, it's short, it's downhill, but it's hard to judge the wind, and that green can be the way it's shaped. It's just very difficult to hit.
Keegan Bradley played from where we played. He landed it on the green that bounced back over, and he had to get up and down from there. I don't think he did.
He did. He did get up and down. Yes. Okay. Now, he had an advantage because Rory had a 9-foot putt on the same line, but on the other side of the hole. Rory made it. And then, so I think Keegan got a great read on just the general slope of the green. He knows it already, but he got to see it right away and knocked it in.
I love that. Well, it is golf season. We're playing golf. Sam Clark is now playing golf with his brand new second cut golf towel, which I must admit, and Mina, well done on this, because the black golf towel with the neon color scheme and scripted like that really pops. So I like the way it looks. I believe this is the first golf towel out in the wild, Greg. The items are being delivered to doors from secondcutmerch.com, where you can get all your favorite second cut merch.
And that really does look great. The cut man really pops.
Yeah.
And I got to say, it's recognizable.
It really is.
Yeah. It's so you guys did a great job with the logo. Mina did a great job getting that item. That's a great idea. It's a great item to have in the store. So if you don't have one, you should get one.
Someone asked me if the Cutman silhouette is an actual golfer, and I said, golly, come on. Come on.
Golly.
I mean, the guy's got a bad scap. Of course it's a real golfer.
Was this disappointing?
That does stink. I couldn't believe that was his Jordan Spieth is who we're talking about, obviously. I couldn't believe that was his first WD ever.
It's impressive. It's really impressive. It shouldn't happen very often, but guys get hurt. You wake up with a stiff neck, can't go. He's never done that before. It's surprising. Jordan's played 9 of 11 events. U.S. Open last week. This, I think, is just he just needs some time off. I think this is the kind of injury that you do a little work on. You're okay in 2 days. He's going to be kicking himself on Sunday when he feels better and he can't be playing. The other, what's a killer, Rick? In my PGA Tour fantasy league, I captained him. And he WDs in a no-cut event. Are you kidding me? It's not even like he played bad. He did, but because of an injury, killer.
Yeah, and everybody else is getting all guys through, and you're just gonna sink.
Yep. No, I got him on the bench, but I don't have a captain anymore.
Right. Yeah. And a team without a captain is no team at all.
No. Who's our leader? I mean, Justin Thomas is on my team. He's not a captain.
I wish he was, because he is one of the 3 at the top of the leaderboard. Here is the current leaderboard, and a trio of golfers at the top, 9 under par. Before we get into these 3, we'll talk about them heavily here, Greg. Big difference in the first 2 days. Just ideal conditions on Thursday. Guys got after it. We saw some low ones, including Scotty Scheffler's 62. Completely different story today on Friday, even from the jump. Winds were kicking. If you were waking up on the West Coast, you were seeing guys already 4, 5, 6 shots over par. I mean, it was clearly a much different story in the second round than it was the opening round.
Yeah, you had wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour at 8 o'clock in the morning. You don't see that very often. They normally pick up throughout the day, which they did yesterday. And so for someone like Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas to be on top of this leaderboard is so impressive, because they got the windy conditions yesterday in the afternoon, and they got them again this morning. Now, the afternoon guys got windy conditions too. They died down a little bit towards the end. They were a little more manageable towards the end, but I think it was a pretty clear wave advantage for the wave that 2 of our leaders were not in. So it's even more impressive to have those 2 guys sitting up there in a tie for the lead.
Well, let's start with Justin Thomas here, because JT, well, hold on. Sorry, Mina, that was my fault. JT opened up with a 67 and followed up with a 64 today, 6 under par. And if you are watching on YouTube, you are looking at the scorecard. And if you are looking at the scorecard, you will notice that there are 5 yellow circles in a row from 11 through 15, where JT rattled off those 5 birdies. He was dialed in, Greg. This was statistically 6.7 strokes gained today, the best round he's ever shot at TPC River Highlands.
Does he get extra bounce back credit on this one? Because he makes a bogey and then 5 birdies in a row after that.
Yeah, you should.
You should. That's like a 5x bounce back.
It's really just like you know, that bogey. I'm bouncing back and I'm burying it. I'm just like crushing it. Yeah.
Which is awesome. So I love to see that. It's like something sparked in him, because he's now only 1 under par. He's just kind of cruising along, and things could go the wrong way. And he just carries the bunker on 11 and knocks in a 15-footer. Then he hits it into the right fairway bunker on 12 and stuffs it in there to 3 feet. Knocks it on in 2 at 13 and 2 putts for a birdie. Makes a nice one at 14. I think that was like 22 feet. And then at 15, it's a drivable par 4, but he still had a putt to make. You know, his chip didn't get up on the ridge, and he made another 22-footer. So things were definitely clicking on the greens for JT.
Did you see his chip on 15? Did you see it?
I did, yes.
I think he flubbed it and got away with it. He had that. He had a smirk about him.
It was not crisp.
Pin was back right, so he was in the right rough, so he was on the short side, and it did not look like it came out very nice, and it actually almost looked like he double hit it, and then it got to the green. He was almost like, okay, I meant to do that.
There's, these things are tricky sometimes. Like when someone's in a fairway bunker, this is going to come up again later, but I always think they hit it fat. I always think they hit it fat. And then it's flag high. It's like, so the sounds get thrown off on TV a little bit. When they're around the green, sometimes it looks like they kind of stick it in the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
And it comes off with spin perfect. It's like, okay, that's kind of what was intended. So it's hard to judge, but and then when you're in the rough, it's like, well, how, was it the lie or was it the technique? And I'm not sure what it was for JT there, but the putter saves all errors. That's like something Mark would say.
Yeah, he would say something like, "There are no errors when the putter's involved," or something like that.
Not bad.
Flips like the other thing I want to point out here about Justin Thomas is that you actually had him on your betting card in the without Scotty Scheffler market for this week. So what was it before the week started that you said, JT, fresh off of his, miscut at the U.S. Open. This is going to be a week for him. What was it about JT?
Last 3 weeks have been tough for him, right? If you go look on rickrungood.com, it's like, he's not playing well. But I looked beyond the red. I looked over at the courses, and it's like Memorial, Quail Hollow, and the PGA, and Oakmont. And you can say whatever you will about Justin Thomas. I think he should be able to contend on those kind of courses, but it just felt like he got beat up in that run by really difficult golf courses. And I can understand that. And then I'm looking at his stats with the wedges from like 125 to 150, inside 100 yards. And he's the best in the game. He leads the tour in birdie average still, even after that tough run. You got to make a lot of birdies out here. So those things all added up. And I kind of took the last 3 weeks of poor performance and put them aside because of the difficulty, and everything else would really click for Justin Thomas.
So far, so good. That 6 under was round of the day, tied with Denny McCarthy, who also shot himself a 64. He's also in the mix. Probably won't get to him today, but we'll see if he can continue it going for this week. How about one Tommy lad? Tommy Fleetwood shot a 65 on Friday to follow up his Thursday 66. And this really got spicy on his second 9, Greg, because that's a lot of circles. They are concentrated on top of one another, which means he has made an eagle on 13. He also made another eagle on number 15. So that's 2 eagles in a 3-hole stretch. And then he tacks on another birdie at number 16. Tommy flies up the leaderboard late in his round and also posts 9 under in a 3-way tie for first.
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. I mean, not because of Tommy Fleetwood in his recent form, but he's at 4 under heading into the day, and then he's still at 4 under heading into the back 9, and all of a sudden he's tied for the lead. Like in an instant, he jumps up there, catapults up there with a ridiculously good second shot into 13. That was an awesome 3-wood. He kind of drew it, or fairway wood. I'm not sure if it was 3-wood or 5-wood, but draws it around the corner up there to 10 feet, knocks it in. And then on 15, he said after his round, it was he loved that tee shot in the air, but it hit right into the bank. It's one of those where if it lands like another yard, it's probably over the back. And if it lands a yard or probably 3 yards short, it's perfect. So he was right there in the wheelhouse, but it lands into the bank, it kills it, and then he chips it in. So he was rewarded for it anyway. But man, Tommy has just been so good this year. He has been so consistent. He has been so complete all the way throughout the bag. It's been really impressive, and I would love to see him go toe-to-toe with Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler. I know that he has the stuff to do it, right? The physical talent is there. He's beaten Rory McIlroy in DP World Tour events. So that isn't the concern. The concern is, can he step up on the weekend? Because this is his opportunity.
A couple of items here. So he almost coughed this up on 18, and he almost pulled a Minwoo.
Yes.
Which I was thinking about that. You sent me that shot trail. He must have hit that tree, and it must have bounced back like 100 yards. Yeah. So Tommy also clipped that tree, but it bounced like straight down into the fairway. So Tommy's drive on 18 was 205 yards. His approach shot on 18 was 228 yards. So his approach was longer than his drive, and he stuffed it to 11 feet, almost made it, tapped in for par, but that was part of him keeping that round together. And then, of course, as we spin it forward, Greg, I'm sure you are going to hear it. I'm going to hear it. The number's 41. It's 41 top 10s without a win. That will be repeated over and over and over again. And if he doesn't get the job done this week, we're going to do the 42, no wins, etc.
And it's a difficult thing to ignore. If you do ignore it, the stat sheet for Tommy Fleetwood looks fantastic, right? He leads the field in strokes gained tee to green. Mm-hmm. That means he's ahead of Scotty Scheffler and ahead of Justin Thomas, who tend to be tee to green monsters. But he's first in this field in that category, and he hasn't putted poorly. I mean, he hasn't got caught fire, but he hasn't putted poorly at all. So if I look at this stat sheet with no name, I'm like, this is a winning formula without question. He's third approaching the green, fourth around the green, even though he hasn't had to use it all that often. 29th in putting. It looks near perfect. I know you're big on driving accuracy here at TPC River Highlands. He's tied 12th in that category too. So it's all there. It's just a matter of, can you overcome that 41? Or do you want to make it 42 or not?
It's a gift and a curse to have that many top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour without a victory. Maybe the biggest issue that both Justin Thomas and Tommy Fleetwood have is the man named Scotty Scheffler, who opened up this week with a splendid 8 under 62. A little bit different on Friday. It was still a 1 under 69, which beats the field average. But two things I want to point out about this, Greg, because two pretty uncharacteristic things from Scotty. He bogeyed a par 5, which is number 6, rarely does that. And then he rarely ends his rounds on a sour note. We've talked about this before. He almost always finds a way to make a birdie late or a great par save or something like that. A double on 17 to give away both birdies back on 13 and 14 from that fairway bunker. He dumped it into the water.
It keeps the tournament interesting. That's for sure. It is very uncharacteristic. Like number 6, he was short right of the green. I don't think he hit a great second shot there, but he's short right of the green. The pin's back left. He's got all the green to work with, and he hits it over the green. And now he's short-sided and ends up making a 6. It kind of feels like a double. And then this uncharacteristic shot at 17 from the fairway bunker. This is what I was referencing earlier. And he rinses it. It's like, okay, we don't see that very often. And before that, on 17, when he made birdie at 13 and 14, he's heading to 15 at 11 under par, 2 shots clear. I was this week more than most just feels like, you know, the Goodwill Hunting meme sometimes you see where Matt Damon's talking to the MIT math teacher and he's like, do you know how easy this is for me?
Yeah.
That's what this looks like, because he's just cruising around. And there was some great video of him in the Pro-Am, playing the Pro-Am this week. So somebody had a reel of him playing the whole round. And that's what it looked like over these first 2 days. Just hitting it in the fairway, hitting it on the green. It's either a make or a miss. And that's all the risk that we have. It's, we're going to make it or we're going to miss it. Then you get this double, and now we got a little bit more interesting of a tournament, and shows that he is human. But boy, this is, like I said, in these bad conditions, Rick, he played in the worst side of both days, and he's tied for the lead with kind of silly mistakes.
Yeah, silly mistakes that he never makes, and he's certainly not going to make 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row or anything like that. So he is in prime position to defend his title. He does a lot of defending this year. We'll get to the odds in full in just a little bit, but he is even money to win this golf tournament. Scotty against the field is what our friends in the desert are saying. That's the trio at the top, Greg. Now we've got guys lining up behind. Jason Day shot rounds of 66, 66. He's 8 under par. Denny McCarthy and Austin Eckroat are 7 under par. We haven't gotten to Keegan or Rory McIlroy, 6 under and 5 under respectively. Is there anybody that you want to touch on here as the leaderboard starts to scroll down a little bit?
Well, Jason Day in 4, I mean, he's been really fun to watch so far. Really impressive stuff from him. He looks healthy, which is great. I know he's been battling some things. You got the best putter in the game, arguably, and Denny McCarthy, who's actually, not putting great, hitting it great. I guess, he's still 26th in the field and strokes gained putting. It was 7th today, but he's 5th tee to green for the week. That's impressive. That's dangerous. And the last guy I'd say is Keegan Bradley, who would be, if you're looking at odds and you don't think this is going to be Scotty Scheffler, I mean, I would love for my own sake for this to end up being Justin Thomas, but Keegan Bradley is someone definitely to keep an eye on. He knows this course. He's been striping it all year. And there have been a couple of moments in both rounds. The first 5 holes yesterday, he was very scrappy, ends up getting in at 64. He's 2 over with 3 bogeys through 7 holes today, ends up getting in at even. I was really impressed with that fight for Keegan to stay in this tournament.
Greg, do you want to play a game?
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game called How Far Back is Too Far Back? And the way that it works, Greg, is I ask you how far back is too far back? And there are 3 golfers, Justin Thomas, Scotty Scheffler, and Tommy Fleetwood, in at 9 under. I'll give you the notables. Rory McIlroy, 5 under par. Ben Griffin, 3 under par. Colin Morikawa, 2 under par. Cam Young, 2 under par. Max Homa, 1 under. How far back is too far back, Greg?
1 under is too far back to me.
Agreed.
All right.
Wait,
now,
hold on. Are you saying this because of scores or the guys at the top or a combination of both?
Scores.
Okay, scores.
Math.
1 under is too far back. I agree.
Now, fortunately, when you get to 2 and 3 under par, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of good players in this mix at every level. So let's do a little math here. Let's say tomorrow on moving day, where the winds are going to be much lighter. It's going to be hot. It's going to be nice scoring conditions tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You go out and shoot 62 tomorrow. When you're at 2 under par, you get to 10 under. I think that's a pretty good place to be. The leaders who are at 9 under, if they shoot even like 65, they're at 14 under. You're 4 back heading into the weekend. And I would always say at 4 back, you have a chance.
Yeah. The interesting thing is you could conceivably shoot a 59 out here. Like there are low scores available. We've seen that historically. Also a pretty wide range of scores. We've also seen some guys trip up coming in. I mean, we saw it a lot on Thursday, saw it again on Friday. Patrick Cantlay jumps out to a really hot start. He stumbles in. There are some. They're not massive, but there are some landmines at 15, 16, 17. There are some landmines out there that could spoil a very good round. So I do think there could be some pretty significant movement tomorrow.
Well, with Patrick Cantlay, he hit his 3rd shot in the water on 13. I made double.
What a donkey.
Okay, I mean. But here's the deal with all that water coming in, you got wedges in your hand. It shouldn't be in play. When it gets really windy, like it has been, now that really comes into play and it becomes a lot more challenging and a lot scarier. So there are landmines, but I think you'll see less of that for tomorrow. The wind's going to pick up again on Sunday. It'll be so all that's live again Sunday. But I think if you can get yourself into, to double digits in round 3, heading into round 4, I think you have a chance. The thing is with 59, like why couldn't a 1 under or an even go shoot 59? They would be double digits, right? If you're 1 over and shoot 59, you're double digits under par. At that point, assuming you're 4 back, I think 14 is going to be the lead heading into Sunday. So assuming you're 4 back, you just shot 59 on Saturday. Feels like you got to go do it again on Sunday.
I don't know if it was here, but wasn't one of Furyk's 58 or 59s where he was like 60th and then he snapped off on like a Saturday or Sunday?
It was on a Sunday. He shot 58 but didn't win.
Yeah.
Because Cam Young shot 59 on Saturday last year.
Right.
So with the weather the way it is, Rick, I mean,
do you want to go out on the record and say there's going to be a 59 or better tomorrow right now?
No.
What if I gave you your dollar to my $20, 20 to 1 that there's going to be a 59 or better tomorrow? Do you want to do that?
There's been 14 in the history of the game.
Yeah, but we agreed this is the golf course for it. Scoring conditions are going to be absolutely ideal. These are the best players in the world. Setup's going to be ready for red numbers.
I don't think there's going to be a 59.
Okay, I tried. That's okay.
You tried. I mean, whatever the odds don't matter if you're wrong.
That's true. That is true.
Right.
The odds don't matter if you're wrong. Speaking of the odds, so here are the outright numbers. So Scotty Scheffler minus 105, so right at even money to win this golf tournament. Justin Thomas and Tommy Fleetwood are 5-1 and 5.5-1 respectively. Those are the only three golfers sub 12-1, because then you get Jason Day is 14-1, Rory McIlroy and Keegan are 20 and 25. Denny McCarthy is 28. Patrick Cantlay is 35-1, and they only get longer from there. So it's kind of a not only is it Scotty versus the field, but you got to find that other guy if you think that it's not a Scotty week.
If this is a Scotty week,
dude. Okay, so here's the thing. Think about if this was just like, hey, I'm just gonna. It's week 1 of the NFL. Greg's Jets are playing whoever. They're probably 7.5-point dogs. I would just bet them, minus 110 or minus 105. Like, that's the same thing as what you're doing with Scotty Scheffler right here. Like, I think I'm just gonna hammer this Scotty Scheffler line like it was like an NFL game.
Yeah, it's not a bad. It is probably like that, right? Him against the field. What's interesting though is you can go to, like, the without market is just without Scotty.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas is plus 280 without Scotty. But I think that opens up the door to go to like a Keegan Bradley at 12-1 without Scotty, right? I'm without Scotty willing to go way farther down. You could get into a Denny McCarthy at 14. You could get into a Ben Griffin at 75.
Yeah.
Right. Colin Morikawa, who's very confusing to me, but he's at 60-1.
Don't worry. He's confused himself too, as he plays shots without a glove on and just doesn't have a reason why other than he's a mental case.
It went better without it.
Yeah. It is interesting. So like, I have zero belief that Scotty Scheffler is going to somehow punt this tournament away, but somebody might beat him, but I don't think Scotty gives this away. Like, Justin Thomas is a very volatile player. Like, if he went out and shot over par tomorrow, I would not be surprised. If Tommy Fleetwood did not win a golf tournament on the PGA Tour, I would not be surprised. Then you're starting talking about Jason Day, Denny McCarthy. So when you go to the without market, I agree, like, everybody's live.
Yes. Yeah, it becomes wide open. Max Grazerman, and you get great odds. Now they got to come in second, and Scotty has to win, or they have to win. Those are your options. So, look, I don't mind Cam Young. I think you could see him come fire back. Eric Cole's not out of it. I like him on this golf course. Max Grazerman. I mean, Rory McIlroy is, what is that, 10-1? 10-1 without 10-1 to win this without Scotty?
That is correct.
He's at 5 under.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4 back, and it's not Scotty Scheffler, remember.
Right.
That's a really good position to be in. I think Rory's going to go low tomorrow.
Yeah, I was impressed with his he could have let that round get away from me. He was 3 over when he turned, and he made 3 birdies on the back, played a lot better. I was impressed by that. I like that. Who's he playing with? Because I'm going to tell you 2 times. My theory is that the playing with Keegan and the energy that Keegan gets from that crowd, and having it be like a little Ryder Cup thing, I think that gave Rory a little energy and a little like, well, I can't just let this guy walk all over me for 18 holes.
I could see that.
He's playing with Harris English tomorrow, which doesn't hit the same.
No, but you start making a couple birdies and it gets fun again. Like, golf can get fun for Rory tomorrow, which is cool. So I'm curious about that. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that Justin Thomas is playing with Scotty Scheffler? Right, Tommy Fleetwood's with Jason Day. Where would you rather be? Second to last group with Jason Day or facing him head to head?
Yeah, I'd rather be Tommy Fleetwood.
Me too.
We're gonna find out. Like JT either shoots a 62 or a 72 tomorrow. I'm certain of it.
I hope he puts one together.
I want to see it.
But it feels like it feels like it's a lot. I wish having a without card. I wish he was with Day.
It's like, what's going to happen here is Scotty's going to make his first 2 putts and JT's going to miss his first 2, and it is just going to be like now JT's going to press everywhere and it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good.
All right, Gregors. It's gonna be a blast, and I hope it plays out exactly what we think. Like super low scores tomorrow, perfect ideal scoring conditions. Give me a windy Sunday where it is kind of like today. I would like that back and forth, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I think we're going to get that because it's going to be a total shakeup tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
maybe not total, but big shakeup tomorrow. A lot of opportunity for everybody. I mean, look, let's say everybody at even par or better, because because that possibility exists to get to double digits, and then you got a real tough day on Sunday. That's going to be cool.
I love it. All right, well, we'll be back on Sunday, and we will know who the champion is, and we will break it all down, and we are very excited about it. And for now, I'm going to say big thanks to producer Mina. She does all the hard work behind the scenes. That right there, it's Greg DuCharme. I'm Rick Gehman. This has been The Second Cut. We'll catch you next time.